Hi, I'm Jimmy Noble with the Noble Group, and today we're going to go over showing activity and showing service. You know how this all works. How do we get people into your house? What's the process and procedure for orchestrating and coordinating all of this information to ultimately bring buyers through your home? So obviously, right now, for example, I'm making a video, so my phone could be going off for someone who wants to see your property. Uh, I can't count on myself to be able to make every single to answer the phone every single time it rings. So I have once again outsourced to someone who can do that job better than me. I have hired a showing service, and the showing service is actually pretty large and they're pretty big, and I'll go into a little bit of back-end information on that. Uh, they're called centralized showing service. Also, we call them locally, we call them CSS, and they operate and they cover the entire East Coast for the most part. And they're basically a call center. Their only job is to answer the phone when it rings. If that representative's on the phone, it's going to ring through to another representative. Their only job is to answer the phone when it rings and follow the protocol which you and the Noble Group set up to make sure that showings happen. We don't want to lose showings because of a missed phone call. So we're going to go over the three different types of showings. There's go, which I don't recommend. There's courtesy, which I recommend. And there's appointment required, which I don't recommend. So again, you have instructions of go, courtesy, and appointment required. The definition for each is this. Go means that you have, if the instructions are set to go, which you cannot do for an occupied property, a property that's lived in, that is, if the instructions are go, that means that the call comes into the call center and then the appointment is scheduled. Obviously, you can see where if someone is at home cooking dinner, taking a shower, you could run into issues. So that's why you can't do that with an occupied property. So I like to use the courtesy call. Now, what courtesy call does, it's nice because it gives you all the information you need, but it doesn't make you have a job to do. For instance, when the instructions are set to courtesy, the call center is going to call you and make you aware that there's going to be a showing. If you answer the phone, great. They deliver the message to you and let you know when that showing will occur. If you don't answer the phone, they'll leave you a message and let you know when the showing is going to occur. Now, the beauty of this is that you do not have to call them back to acknowledge and approve the showing. It's going to occur regardless. Now, if you say anything to them other than okay, the showing is automatically canceled. So if the showing wants to be set up between 2 and 3 and you say, hey, wait a minute, can you do 3 and 4 instead? It automatically terminates that showing. What you're going to find is that, a buyer's rep is going to schedule several houses in the community and they're booking them all on a timeline. So do whatever you can to just say okay and confirm the appointment. Appointment required, big pain in the rear. The showing service is going to call you and ask your permission for the property to be shown between a certain time, usually 1-hour blocks, and you're going to have to acknowledge that showing can occur. And then the buyer's representative who will be showing the property will have to answer the phone and coordinate it and say okay, and they'll get all the strong instructions at that time. Here's the problem though. If you're at work and you don't call the showing service back to acknowledge the appointments, the showing will not occur. So, what we found in the past, our clients like courtesy call because it takes the work off of their shoulders. It gives them the notice that they need. So please, if there's, go with courtesy call if there's any possible way that you can. It's what I give the advice based on what I would do if it were my own home. I would set it up on courtesy call. It's the least stressful way for you to get showings on your property. So let's talk a little bit about showings. I have another video. That video is effort versus results. You can type in Jimmy Noble Real Estate into YouTube if you want, and then you'll see effort versus results. What is more important to you? And using a showing service in a call center is very important because it's a heck of a lot of coordination going on. That being said, right now I have 14 properties that I'm marketing for right now, marketing to get buyers, and that 14 is always revolving. There are properties that just hit the market 2 days ago, and there are properties that were on this list a week ago that are now under contract and are no longer on this list. So it's an always revolving list, so to speak. But I like tracking these numbers because it lets me know that what I'm doing is working. So out of 14 properties that we're marketing, in the last 2 weeks, we've generated 38 showings. In the last 4 weeks, we've generated 73 showings. And in the last 3 months, we've generated 266 showings. Now, I like tracking it on 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and 3 months so that I can make sure that the consistency is occurring, you know, translating, you know, weekly to monthly to quarterly. That being said, listen, if you've got questions about showings, how to set it up, or how to get the most of them, that's what all of our marketing is for, is to drive people through the house. So if you got, and it's a very important step of selling a home. So if you got any questions about it, give us a call. The number's 1-888-205-7773. Or you can visit thenoblegroup.org and fill out one of the comment boxes and ask your questions that way. Thanks so much. Have a great day.